loves, welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today I'm doing a quick message from the universe, pick a card. So you can choose between one of these 4 piles and then go to the description box to check the timestamp for your specific reading. Thank you so much for being here. I'm very excited to get started with this. So let's do this. You can choose between pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. So pile number 1, let's get started with your reading. This card says, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love and the divine spiral. Right off the bat, I feel like there is something coming to a close, or more like a karmic cycle that is now unfolding in your life. You see how the spiral is moving inward, right? These shells are made by nature. They have a specific pattern to it, and it's just a work of art. And I feel like life itself is that as well, and everything is always moving in cycles, right? And so whatever you might have been going through, I feel like there is a lesson that you are very close to, like, finishing up. Or you're like right at the end of finishing up this lesson. And it's unfolding beautifully. It does feel pretty uncomfortable as well. And that might be because you're like ready to move into this next phase, but it might mean that you have to leave something behind. Or you might have to take an honest look at yourself and recognize things that haven't been working. Or maybe you have to apologize, or maybe you have to like uproot some of that trauma that might keep you stuck because you're not really looking at it, you're just running away from it. Something like that. I do feel like through it all, you have a certain knowing that this is happening for you, not to you. Maybe you have a really good support system that gives you words of affirmation, or maybe a therapist that is helping you through this. But I just feel like on a level, you have the trust that this is helping you move forward in the right direction. And you've got this. Yeah, I'm also drawn to like the moon here. This is the almost a full moon. This is like the waning crescent. Is that how you? I'm not sure. The moon is almost full, right? And then here you have the new moon, and so like you can recognize that this is just a phase as well. And if it's pretty intense right now, just remember that everything is just coming and going, and we all live through seasons, right? And so this is just another cycle. And yeah, you're ending this cycle. And so although it feels like you're really in it, I feel like that's okay, because you're right at I hear like the precipice of something new unfolding, or finishing up, or yeah, just something different. And the universe has been preparing you for this journey. It's like a divine plan, right? Nothing is just happening because you have to learn lessons in order to grow, right? And so these lessons form you to be the person that you need to be in order to step up in certain situations. So you also have the card of celebrate the differences. Can I get another card for pile 1? I feel like we just need to have this one. Trust the timing. Adjustments are required, and the energy is gaining momentum. I feel like I want one more card. Thank you. Step out of your comfort zone. Interesting. So, as you can see, with the card of celebrate the differences, adjustments are required. Yeah, there are just, it's not done yet. And so, oh, look at that. We also have another shell right there in the same shape. That's beautiful. I feel like you're really in it. I feel like it's like murky water. It's hard to plow through it. But you know that you've got this. Like, you have this step out of your comfort zone card. It's just uncomfortable. But you also have trust the timing, and the energy is gaining momentum. And so I'm gonna shuffle some cards for some advice for you, because this is pretty intense if you ask me. But yeah, you're already in it. And I do believe that we only get what we can handle, right? If you wouldn't be able to handle this, you wouldn't be experiencing this. And the fact that you are almost like at the precipice of ending this cycle means that you've already done it. Like, it's just about letting it unfold, trusting, but also stepping up, right? Adjustments are required, step out of your comfort zone. So while things might not be very clear right now, like the energy is gaining momentum, everything is working out in the best way possible, trust the timing. It's just this energy of, I don't really know what I'm doing, I just hope, cross my fingers that like things are working out. But you are invited to see your strength in this as well. Again, like this message of, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. You are an alchemist. So you recognize that by giving things the time, by also taking a step back and reassessing, and giving, maybe like this is a conflict that you have with someone, or like a life change that you're making. When you are stepping back, when you are assessing the situation, and you have compassion for other parties involved, like you celebrate the differences, you are able to compromise if that is needed, and step up for yourself. I feel like that's kind of the energy that I'm seeing right here. Like you have to get yourself a little bit uncomfortable, because you're doing something that you haven't done before, or you are navigating a certain conflict you haven't had before. Maybe there are some unforeseen changes that are making you uncomfortable, that you haven't like thought about or foreseen. But it is all working out for you, because like this is going somewhere. Like the spiral, it is moving in one direction, right? It's not for nothing. And you know that. But you're being reminded to know that you are that alchemist. You can really like turn this around in the best way. Recently, I was doubting myself in a situation, which is kind of similar like this. Like all channelers kind of channel what they've learned as well, right? Otherwise, you cannot recognize it within yourself. And I was doubting myself, and I was like, I'm just gonna give up. I don't know. And then I heard this message of, you can still win. You can still win. And so like I pushed my doubt aside. I was just trying to be open, and then it just worked out. And so you can still win. If you are doubting yourself, maybe that is a mantra that you can take on yourself, like, I can still win. If you do that, you are more focused on what you can do and how it could work out, instead of just shutting down and like not trusting anymore. That's the worst thing you can do. And of course, that is very possible in a situation like this. Like if things are pretty intense, you might want to shut down, and maybe you need to take a moment to yourself to be able to get that like helicopter view, right? That overview of what is really happening. What is it that I need to do? And that's fine. If that's what you need, take your time, right? Trust the timing. But also, don't give up on yourself, or don't give up on the situation, because you also know that it is really going somewhere, and it is for a good cause, or it is like this stepping up moment that you need in order to move to the next phase. And so you're being asked to be gentle with yourself, gentle with the situation, but also patient and aware, so that when you know that it's time to step up, you can step up. I also feel like because things are a little bit unclear, I feel like you'll find out sooner than later, like, what to do. I feel like it's not going to take that long, and it's just a matter of time to be able to recognize what's really happening in the situation. Can I get some more advice? That is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna take them. Okay, so advice for pile number 1: baby steps, birthing creation, tapestry of life, expression. It's time to step up, jump in, and seeing the potential, bringing unconsciousness to the light. Yeah, it's pretty clear and simple. I think you are just called forward to create something new in your life. Things are unfolding, things are moving, and you are, whether you like it or not, kind of pushed out of your comfort zone to move along with it. You have heard the call, you already have kind of jumped in. It's just, I also feel this energy of kind of dipping your toe into it, but not like fully jumping in, because there might be something that is not clear yet, right? And so we want to take a little bit more time to feel like if it's safe or if it's a smart decision to make. We might need to have more conversations about this or ask for clarity. And I feel like that is what you're being called to do. I feel like you're being called to take baby steps, feel into what it is that you want to create. Like, I think that this is such a special card. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. It's like there are so many possibilities. And like in every moment we get to choose what we want to do, right? There are many different outcomes. And you're just being called to really tune into what it is that you need, to what it is that you want, but also to navigate other people or like other forces that are maybe controlling the situation as well. Yeah, so that's kind of what I see for you. I wish you the best of luck of navigating this. It feels pretty intense, but I also really feel this trust and this kind of love around this situation. Like it's not like you cannot do this, and you know that you can do this as well. This is kind of just a confirmation of like you're on the right path. When you know that it's time to jump in, you will jump in. You just focus on like what feels good. Take your baby steps. Yeah. And when you're ready to step up and like lead or speak up or ask for clarity, that is what you'll do. And so just trust your intuition, trust your gut, and know that you've got this. Wishing you so much luck. If you like this, pick a card, please give it a thumbs up. I'm currently giving soul journey sessions where we tune into your soul, what your soul wants you to know, and so you can feel this from within instead of me just telling you. It's a full body experience. You get to ask all the questions that you have in that session as well. If you're interested in checking that out, it's linked below. I wish you a magical rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you in another video. Bye! Welcome, pal 2, to your reading. So what I'm feeling for you with Sacred Vow, and I'm unapologetic about what I desire and trust that what I focus on will grow. I feel like you are being called to not settle. I feel like you have this vision in your mind and have been working towards a certain goal or a certain dream. And it's time to, I literally hear like it's time to not compromise. Not let your feelings get in the way, to focus on growth. That's so interesting. Yeah. So when I hear that message of not letting your feelings get in the way, that is pretty hard sometimes, right? And it's beautiful to remember that we are not our feelings. We experience feelings. It's not who we are, right? It's a part of the human experience. And if you know this, it's easier to make the distinction between what is it that I really want, and to put those feelings, like to acknowledge them, to be kind to yourself, be like, okay, I'm feeling this. I am not my emotions. I just am, right? If you can remember that you are not your emotions, you get to have a lot more clarity, compassion for yourself, because you can see like what is happening instead of just going through the motions, right? I feel it's kind of funny, but I feel like this really stubborn energy of like, yeah, I just know what I want, and that's just, I'm not going to compromise. That's just how it's like, how I'm going to work towards it. It's not like I have to have it like this. It's not that stubborn. It's more like, yeah, being willing to grow in that direction, but to not let anything change your vision. It's pretty clear to you what it is that you want, so why would you be distracted by someone else's vision or someone else's opinion, or your emotions maybe getting too much in the way. I feel like you're also like really nurturing this dream, being really careful, but also pretty sturdy in the moves that you're making towards it. And I feel like from that, something beautiful is going to grow. I feel like this dolphin is like getting, being nurtured by you, just like a seed being watered, like the sun shining so it can like grow. And then like this dolphin is just like growing. It's here, and then it's like, whoop, like sprouted like a plant, fully blooming. And so yeah, that's what you're doing. And I also feel like other people are around, watching from afar. I also feel like you feel kind of judged by other people around you, by the way that you're handling this. Maybe that's why you are this stubborn about it. Like, I just know that I gotta do this like this. I have to grow. And then other people just, maybe like in your circle, some people just don't get it, or are not in that phase of their lives, or are just making different decisions. And so, yeah, you're feeling judged, but you're also kind of in your own bubble. And so it doesn't really affect you that much. You can just notice it for what it is. Just let it be. And then redirect your focus back to you. That's so interesting. Okay, I'm going to get you some other cards. Can I get a card for... Ooh, you got my favorite card. You are worth it. That's so cute. So, yeah, you might be doubting yourself because of doing something different than you've seen other people be. Or... Just doing things in your own way kind of makes you stand out sometimes, right? And so you might be finding it difficult to talk about it, or to move forward with this growth. Like, you know that you want it, but within you there is also this part of questioning, like, am I doing the right thing? I know that I'm doing the right thing, but like, am I able to do this? It's kind of knowing that this is the right thing to do, but also making yourself doubt yourself, because it's just maybe something you haven't done before, it's just a little different. And so you have to adjust yourself in order to stay focused, to feel good about this. I also feel like you already know that this is going to unfold so beautifully, and it kind of already is. It's easy for you to stay focused because you can already see somehow how beautiful this already is going to be, or already is, and that you just have to keep like watering that plant, to just keep moving, growing in this direction. I also feel that it's beautiful that you are really being gentle with yourself. It's not like you are forcing yourself. You know that this is not something that you can force. I explicitly hear it like it's about growing. And so forcing is not growing, right? So you are allowing the process to unfold in the best way possible. It's not, you're not letting anything from the outside interfere, and so you are embracing this process as it is. I'm also being called to look at these stars here at the top. And so there might be people who are like questioning you or having judgments about this, and maybe they're not like that upfront about it, but you might be able to like feel it. Sometimes we just feel if other people are judging us, right? Might not say it, but it's just energy, right? But I also feel like you are so supported by maybe like family or other people like really close to you, because they also feel and they also see that this is like the right thing for you. And that's so beautiful. So of course there always will be people who will not understand it, and then there will be people who will understand it, or who can look past their judgments and like step into your shoes and see like what it's like for you, and so they might be able to understand. And so those are the people that you can talk about it with, right? Choose wisely with who you are talking about this process, and you already know who you might kind of feel intuitively who is like not really on the same page with you, and then you know the people that you can like really trust and who will be able to look at it from your perspective. Those are the people that you want to maybe ask for advice or just like update or whatever. But you're being asked to let go a little and trust more. You are not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. I also feel like this might be about a connection that you're having. So maybe it is a relationship that you're trying to grow, or a friendship, or maybe like a business that you, or a project. It is something very personal, and it feels like there is a lot to consider. That's also why you are like growing, right? That's why you cannot force this. I'm not really sure what to say about that yet. So let's pull some more cards to get more clarity on that. Can I get Thank you. More cards for pile 2. A personal issue reaches a resolution. Conclusions are within reach, and your commitment is being tested. Yeah, so if this is about a relationship, you just need to trust that what you're doing is right. You feel like your commitment is being tested, and that might be because you are having to work through this with someone else, right? And so you might be doubting yourself, like we saw with this. But I feel like this is a really good sign. Like a personal issue reaches resolution and conclusions are within reach. So that means that like what you have been focusing on will grow. And it's like almost fully grown, right? It doesn't feel like this. Yeah. Honestly, I just think that you have been doing pretty well, and it's just a matter of time before this fully blooms. And you know this because you already see what it can be. And so you just need a little bit more patience before, like maybe you need some clarity, or maybe you need some affirmation, or answer to how someone else is feeling, or how to move forward, or what next steps to take. But I feel like you have been doing amazing. because conclusions are within reach. I'm pretty excited for you. This feels really good. Okay, let's see. I'm going to give you some advice cards before we wrap up this reading. Earth is learning how to be human in the world, but not of it. Can I get some more advice for pile 2? Oh, okay. So I get this. It's really about learning to trust yourself and to learn how to kind of move in between these maybe waiting periods or dealing with another party involved that you do not know maybe how they're thinking or what they want, and you can just only like hold on to your own vision, right? And so you have cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life, and also Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Could it be that you might have been really frustrated with yourself, and so now you know what it is that you do want, and that's why you were really focused on how to do this? I feel like you are just learning to trust yourself again within this situation as well. And that's why you're really patient with it. That's why you do not really want to force it. Can I get some more clarity around? So you got adventure, being clear about where you want to go in Dutch, and vulnerability. You just have a plan. And it might also mean that you have to be a little bit more vulnerable. What is something that problem can do? It's time to take action and balance spirituality and practicality. Yeah, I just feel like you're really putting in the work. You're ready, you're patient, and you're almost there. I don't really feel like I can give you much more information other than you are like worthy of this, which is what you want. If you are really sure about it, then go for it. And see how beautiful this will bloom. I wish you the best of luck. I hope this reading helped put things into perspective a little bit more. If you like this pick a card, please consider giving it a thumbs up. At the moment, I'm doing soul journey sessions where we tune into questions that you might have and we ask them to your soul, and so you can feel the answers within yourself coming up. I help you answer your own questions from a soul intuitive perspective, which really helps to put the puzzle pieces together and to really like feel it within your whole body, what it is that you need, what you want, how to move forward, and more stuff like that. If that sounds interesting to you, I will link it down below. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day or evening, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye! Welcome pile 3 to your reading. So with my vibes speak louder than my words and the water priestess, I feel like there is a lot going on in your life, but you are pretty strong in how you are presenting yourself. I feel like you totally know what is going on. You are in alignment. You are able to decipher the messages. You are seeing through people, their intentions, and you are really strong in holding your own, as in you feel really good about yourself because you are taking the time to make yourself feel good, and so that radiates on the outside. But you also have the card of loosen your grip. I feel like this kind of means like you are so working on your vibration, on how you are presenting yourself, your energy, that you might also forget that, like, to let life happen. You also have the card of all paths lead home. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. I kind of feel like you are being asked to let life take you by the hand. Not to say that like the intentions that you've set or the goals that you're trying to manifest are not the right ones for you. It just feels like you're not working towards that. I feel like you still are, but you're being asked to look outside of your comfort zone a little bit, to maybe try something that you haven't tried before or didn't really look at before, or to just maybe if someone asks you to go on a trip or to try something that they really want to try, you're like, that's not really my thing, but to just try it. I feel like you are supported in that, and I also feel like those moments of spontaneity and doing something different or just like following that intuition, you'll feel if that is something that you could explore, right? And so maybe your mind is saying like, no, I'm good, like I'm on my own, I'm doing my own thing, but maybe like there is something nudging you forward to just try it, right? Or to like maybe go with friends and then meet their friends and then they ask you to go, you know, how those things kind of end up happening. I feel like those are like these stones being placed on your path, like that is meant to be. And so you're being asked to be a little bit more out of your comfort zone. Can I get a card for, let's see if I can get some more information for you. Pile 3. Can I get, oh. It's almost like in the perfect spot already. Keep your dreams alive. Yeah. So here in the middle there is this beautiful crystal, right? And I feel like that's you. This is the momentum that you have been gaining. Like you have been actively putting in the work to be on this certain level, work on yourself, feeling good. And so these spontaneous like things that will probably just come to you, or that you have to recognize being there for you. Like I'm now making you conscious of the fact that that might be good for you, right? And so then a seed is planted, and then maybe like if you go on with your day or your week, something happens and you're like, oh wait, so maybe that is one of those things, right? So I feel like something like that is in the works. Maybe that has already happened even before this reading, that like you are just doing you, and then there are events in your life happening that take you places that you might not have expected or haven't explored before. And it might not even be something that you're like, okay, this is like a logical thing for me to undertake in order to make my dreams come true. It might just be like going on drinks with a friend, and then someone approaches you guys and like you have a conversation, and then like maybe like 2 years down the road that someone like might have an opportunity for you. Like that happened to me before. So you don't know like why things are happening sometimes, but the advice is just to let that spontaneity rule your life a little bit more, to loosen the grip. I also see this one on the back of the deck. It says jump of like more like trust fall. Trust that where you are led, that is where you are meant to be in your life right now. It's also like she is having this magic wand and she's like following that star, right? So you already know what it is that you want. All you have to do is just to follow your joy. And so maybe the most logical next steps to take might not be what brings you towards your goal. Like life is not always that cut and dry, right? Sometimes the most random moments can give us the most growth, the most change, and maybe the most opportunity as well. Okay, can I get a little bit more information for pile 3? Nothing will come out of this situation. That's always an interesting one. A win-win outcome is forecast. I feel like you already know what isn't working. And so you might be in this phase of frustration of like, why is what I'm doing, like you're putting in the work, you're working on yourself, you're like, why isn't this giving me the results that I want to have? And that is because you cannot really control how it's going to happen, right? We can set our intention, we can try to manifest something, but the how is never our job. And I feel like you know that, but sometimes we are just trying to control a little bit too much. But it doesn't mean that you cannot have what it is that you want. And for this group, I also feel like there might be something even better for you that you cannot think of right now. And from personal experiences, I have found the most blessings and the most wonderful people in places that I would never expect to meet them. And opportunities and stuff. Sometimes life is just so random. And it's just meant to be like that. And we tend to forget because we might be I'm a perfectionist, so maybe you are just trying to perfect yourself as well and working on yourself a lot. But that's not what will, that's good. And that will give you more information about who you are and what you want in life. But it doesn't mean that that is what will make your dream come true. You don't know what will. A fiery climax approaches. Yeah, I just feel like this opportunity or this random event is just around the corner. Might already be happening and you're not really thinking a lot of it. It might be something that you just signed up for or someone that you just met. And then later you'll find out they can actually help me move towards my goal. But you would never have thought that that would be happening, right? Something like that. Okay, I'm going to give you some advice cards as well. Can I get some advice for pile number 3? Hidden secret, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. I feel like you already know what this might be. And then we also have surrender to the sweetness. Yeah, just enjoy. I feel like you might have been working a little bit too much on yourself and trying to do the right thing. And again, that's not a bad thing to do, but that might not be what you need right now, right? And so through following your intuition, through surrendering, through enjoying life, you will find more healing maybe even than doing the self-help work. And that's so funny how that works sometimes. Maybe you will run into someone and you have the most beautiful conversation and that conversation is so healing and you don't even know this person, right? That's kind of the stuff that I'm talking about. Maybe I can get you one more card because I feel like I've been repeating myself a lot in this reading. Can I get more advice? Empathic starseed. Energetic sovereignty, absorbing what isn't yours. It could be that through doing a lot of hard work, you might have just not been very grounded. And so you might be really high vibe, right? You might have been doing the gratitude list and doing what makes you feel good, but maybe you are not that grounded. Sometimes we just need to make life a little bit more simple. We just need to switch off our phones, maybe spend time in nature or spend time with family, spend time with friends, and make it just that simple. Yeah, I think the advice for you is just to simplify things and to follow that intuition, to follow that spark. That maybe follow something that you're curious about. Codependency, boundaries. Yeah, maybe ask yourself, where do I need to set more boundaries? Where am I being a little bit too tough love with myself? Maybe I just need to give myself a little bit more grace and compassion and just take a step back. Maybe take a break. Take a trip. Maybe if it's for 2 days to the countryside, who cares? If that is what you need to do to just switch off and just enjoy the simplicity of life. I really hope that this gave you some perspective, some insight. I wish you lots of luck with this. At the moment, I'm doing soul journey sessions where we take a look at what your soul wants to tell you. And so you get to receive answers to questions that you have from your own soul. It's like a full body experience. You really can feel it energetically, what it is that you need to know, how to move forward, and more like that. If that is something that you find interesting, you can find the link to that down below. If you enjoyed this reading, please consider giving it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next reading. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening. Bye! Welcome back forward to your reading. So you've got the card, my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. And also you've got the card of nurture yourself. So I feel like it's time to take a step back for yourself. And I feel like this might have to do with some reflection that you need, or yeah, kind of like zooming out to really find the answers within. I feel like there is something that just bothers you a lot, or is unclear, or is just heavy on you. And so with the card of nurture yourself, it's okay to take a step back, or to disconnect, or to just take the time for healing. I hear healing. And like what the card means with my happiness is a direct reflection of the faith I have in the universe. If you are able to trust yourself, if you are able to surrender, if you are able to tend to yourself, that is when the universe can really come in to help you, right? Because you are open, you are willing to let the universe help you. If you are not receptive to any intuitive information, or if you are just working yourself to the bone, that is not going to create some space for divine intervention. And so my happiness is a reflection of the level of faith I have in the universe. Has to do with trusting, right? So what makes you be able to trust? If things are unclear, it's likely that you are not that trusting, right? And so what is it going to take for you to be able to trust? So maybe it is having a conversation with a friend, or a professional, or to meditate, or to take a day off, or to create a space for yourself where you can like really fill your cup. And so if we have more faith, if we have this trust, that is also what will be reflected on the outside. You'll start to see things falling into place. You will feel where you are guided. You can hear the intuitive nudges of your soul. So it's a beautiful message to just tend to yourself, and that's okay, because life wasn't meant to be all hard work, right? We cannot create clarity if we are always on. And so sometimes we just need to switch off in order to see clearly. And I feel like that is kind of the message here. Okay. And I get another card for pile number 4. Faith and happiness. Again, faith. You're being called to really trust yourself right now. Especially if there is like a situation going on besides you. Like you have to deal with someone else, or work, or something that is not in your control. You are likely to just choose the easy way, or like people please, or whatever. We might do that because we do not really trust ourselves. And so if you are able to step back and tune into what it is that you need, you won't be so quick to not step up for yourself. You will feel what it is that you need to say, when to say it, how to say it. If you take that step back and you integrate kind of the lesson, and then you can move forward with confidence and clarity, because you can really feel what it is that you need to do, or what it is that you want, right? If you do not take that time, you might not see clearly. And so how can you trust yourself more? And like sometimes we need to trust the other person or the situation, but can you have faith in yourself? Can you have confidence in yourself that you will know what you need and how to go about it? I think if you have faith in yourself, if you can trust yourself, things will move way easier because you can just let it unfold. But if you know what it is that you need and you want, you can also find the space, find the timing to speak up for yourself if that is needed. Because you know yourself, right? The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen, and inner earth, you'll survive this, new solutions and new beginnings. Let me just move this a little bit to the side. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty tough to find out where you are standing in the situations. There might be a lot of things going on at the same time, and so to figure out what it is that you're really feeling might be a challenge right now. But I feel like this is exactly what you need, and you will get through this, especially with inner earth. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. Like, this is one of those challenges that is like so chaotic and pretty challenging, and you do not see how it's going to unfold. Like, you have to have a lot of faith and trust in order to almost tempting to say not go crazy. You're not going crazy. It's just, there is just a lot happening at the same time, and like, you're doing so good for listening to yourself. And so you get to be this courageous peony, right? To let yourself be seen and to maybe do something different than other people would do. That's also the message of pile 2. Like, maybe your decision after taking this time to yourself might not appeal to other people or might not be what other people would do. But that doesn't matter, because if it's like your decision, if it feels good to you, that's all that matters, right? And through figuring this out, I feel like you are kind of stepping into this new paradigm, this new era for you through figuring this out. And that is why it's so confusing and a lot, because it is a lot, but that means that there is also a lot maybe changing. And so you're like in the middle of this storm, and when you figure out what it is that you want and how to handle this, and you get to the other side, you will see that, like, I feel like there is this whole new world. You are going to get out on the better end, and this will create a lot of change, but a lot of good change. And it's so dramatic, but I almost feel like it will change your life forever. So maybe there is some major life change going on, or something that you haven't done before that you're stepping into, and you're like, holy shit, how am I even going to do this? Just know that you've got it. You just need to take the time. Just take the time so you can feel that trust, you can feel that faith in the universe and in yourself. And I know that's so hard. So rely on support as well. Like, maybe read a book on it. One of my favorite books is The Universe Has Your Back by Gabby Bernstein. That really helped me trust when I also had like anxiety and stuff. Just do whatever it takes to get yourself back to consciousness, to that safe place within yourself where you feel connected to yourself, connected to the universe, God, the creator, however you call it. Maybe do a meditation class or a yoga class to like really put in the work to ground yourself, to get back to that place. Do whatever it takes, right? I feel like it's very important to make yourself feel safe, to feel supported by yourself, because this is a change that you are going through, and so nobody else like can do it the way that you can. No one else can feel the answers within you like you. No one else can give you the answers to what you're going through right now, and so it's all inside you already. It's just a matter of time to plow through this, because it feels like there are multiple facets to this. It's not like you are trying to get one answer. It's like the puzzle pieces need to fall into place. And so take your time for this. That's okay. You need the time, so take your time, right? Don't let your past hold you back. You also got the card of a personal issue reaches resolution. Can I get one more card. Your commitment is being tested. Interesting. Yeah. Well, that your commitment is being tested is pretty pretty clear here. It's like it feels pretty intense and like, what am I going to do? But I think that these two are also a confirmation of it is happening for you, not to you. I also said that in another reading. I feel like there is a lot of intense energy going on right now when I'm filming this pick a card. So we're all going through it. But with everything, like if you see it as a lesson, it becomes more of an opportunity than a burden. Although it might not always feel like that. And I feel like this might be a lot because you might have gone through something similar in the past, or it's reminding you of something in the past. Okay, so what I'm seeing is this event is happening and it's so chaotic because it is kind of uprooting something that happened in your past. And so by bringing this to the light, and it might not even be like logical, but it just reminds you of something you've experienced in the past that you have not maybe healed before. And so through going through this, it's actually being resolved. It's actually being healed. And so if you weren't going through this, you wouldn't be able to heal that part of yourself. And that's also why you need the time to be very nurturing to yourself, because growing is painful sometimes. Growing is a challenge, and so we need to have the most compassion for ourselves as we can. And with your commitment is being tested, it's like, are you able to show up for yourself the way that you need to? And yeah, so I feel like you are just kind of discovering what it is that you need to show up for yourself. And so my advice would be like, don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone and like go to a yoga class or do something nice for yourself. Maybe a massage, or like reach out to that friend even though you don't know if they have time. Like, you deserve to get the same amount of love and nurturing as you are willing to give someone else, right? And so don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to reach out in order to be able to receive that help. And also don't be afraid to take time off. You are deserving of figuring this out because it is a challenge, right? And you want to be able to heal yourself. So how can you do that? Can I get some more advice for pile number 4? We have Star Brother, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. I feel like there's someone who can really help you with this, who is seeing you struggle, who is kind of like watching over you. So maybe it is someone who has passed on, but maybe there is also like a brotherly figure or just a friend that is, maybe they know about your past, and so you can talk to them about what is triggering within you because they already know about it, so it's safe. Messenger, double mission. Yeah, I just feel like you're being prepared for some kind of next level, and this is just showing you who you need to become in order to fulfill your duty. That's kind of dramatic, but like we all go through these upgrades, these up levels in order to be able to give better advice, to see things clearer for what they are, to feel more into who we are and where we want to go. That's kind of like the reason for these things, right? We're able to let go of the past, of what isn't serving us, so we get to decide what does fit us and where we want to go. And that's kind of what you are moving through. And it sucks that it has to like be in this way. But you're doing so good, and I feel like you are, if you are really gentle with yourself, you're going to be so fine. It's going to be like, it's amazing how much you can grow through this. Like what I'm feeling, like what will be on the other side like that, it can be scary too, right? To have a lot of change, but I feel like it's going to be change for the better. You and your loved ones are safe. Like, yeah, you are safe in this. It's happening for you, not to you. A new romantic cycle begins. Yeah, so maybe it's really hard for you to let love in again. Maybe you are triggered because of something that happened in past relationships. And so be really gentle with yourself. Take the time that you need. Expect powerful change. Meditate and contemplate. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Maybe meditate on this as well. I think that you've got this for sure. And if this is about someone else, like take your time. If they are really worth your time, they will accept that you maybe need a little bit more time. You deserve someone that's kind and gentle. So with your heart. So just do whatever it takes to feel safe, to trust, and to get clarity in this situation so you can rise above it and move forward with confidence. I wish you the best of luck with this. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know how it resonated in the comments below. I wish you a beautiful rest of your day or evening. If you want to book a soul journey session with me, we dive deeper into what it is that your soul really wants. We get advice from your soul's perspective, and so it's not coming from the mind, but more from this conscious place within you. If that is something that interests you, I will link it down below. You can check it out. And I hope to see you in my next reading.